Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coming Out of the Dark. I am your host, Miss Lady O, and I have to tell you, thank you so much for supporting this podcast. I received the comments. I am recognizing that you are listening, you are engaging, but I want to welcome you to participate a little bit more and really become a member, a subscriber of this podcast, so that we can engage with one another. So just go ahead right now and just subscribe to this podcast. But if you are listening to me for the first time, I want to share that this platform is in celebration of the life and memory of my beautiful sister, Glennis Marie Boyce. Listen, all that I am, all that I do is in celebration of her life and what she means to me. She is the inspiration behind this platform. She is one of the biggest supporters of women empowerment and encouragement. I know throughout my life's journey, she has been that support for me. That's how our relationship really just melted together, is because I was able to pick up the phone, call her regardless of whatever I was going through, and she was always a support for me. Now listen, I'm quite sure there were times where she was like, oh my goodness, you're calling me again? But she never gave me that impression. She was always there, and we talked several times throughout the day, and our conversations were not limited to just talking about the challenges, but it was also talking about those things that we both hope, desire to achieve in life. And that's why I believe it is so important that we have a community of people around us that supports us along our journey. Someone that we can pick up the phone and we can talk to. Someone that would allow us to be transparent in our vulnerable moments. Someone that will not antagonize or belittle or betray your trust, but someone that would just open the door to their hearts and say, you can be trusted with me. Your story can be trusted with me. And I recognize that that is an area that we need in our world today, is a platform where someone can feel trusted. They can feel that they can trust, that they can really reveal their story, and all for the betterment of encouraging and improving and enhancing the lives of your sister. And that's what this platform is here to do, is to be an extended arm to your community, to let you know that your voice matters. And if you have a story that you want to tell, you can tell it on this platform. You can submit your story by emailing it. You can provide me with the audio, or if you want to appear on the platform to tell your story, I also welcome that as well. So feel free just to shoot me an email at LadyO at Coming Out of the Dark podcast, and I am here to support you. I'm here to partner with you because I believe in you. I want to share that I'm not a doctor or a therapist, but I am a certified empowerment coach who is committed to supporting women through their professional and personal development. You know, I love to partner with women who are ready to break the cycle of self-sabotaging thoughts and beliefs. If you notice, I said who are ready, because you have to be ready to do that. That is not something that I can drag you through. It has to be a commitment from you to say, I am sick and tired of what I've been going through, it's not working for me any longer, and I want to embark on a new journey, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. And you and I can partner together to break down those walls, to see why you're making the decisions that you're making, why you're remaining in certain situations, and what areas you possibly need to let go of some self-sabotaging beliefs so that you can move forward. I also, I believe in women to build healthy relationships, to own their identity. Not owning your identity is one of the reasons why we are stuck in certain areas of our lives. It's one of the reasons why we cannot understand our sisters, is because if you see a sister that owns her identity and you don't own your identity, you're going to look at that sister and not understanding that she knows who she is. She is comfortable in her skin, and she is welcoming new challenges in her life, and she recognizes who is the Lord over her life. So she's walking with a glow, an aura, and to you it may be portrayed as something totally different, but because you don't quite understand that walk. Well, I want you to own that walk as well, and I want to invite you to owning your identity by doing the legwork so that you can do just that. Owning identity is more than just the clothes that you wear, the smile on your face, the aura, the confidence that you walk with. Owning your identity is also understanding that God has a greater purpose for you in life, and that sometimes when we don't understand that, we will wind up walking around in circles because we don't understand what our purpose is in life. We don't understand the vision that God has for us. We don't understand that the way that we were uniquely made is because that's how God created us to be, and that perhaps you're not going in the direction that you need to go in is because you're not reaching the platforms that you need to reach. And I'm speaking to those individuals who desire to be entrepreneurs, and you feel like you're walking around in circles and you're like trying and you're casting a net on every single thing, but you're not catching anything. Is because you're not zeroing in on a specific thing. And that specific thing is what God has implanted in you, in your heart, and in your abilities to do. So yes, I help women, and I love helping women to own their identity and confidently achieve their desired goals. And that's my life's purpose. It has always been my purpose to encourage, empower, and uplift women, and helping them to do that on this platform and on other platforms, social media platforms that I have, but more importantly, through the coaching programs, the masterclass that I have, and just the inspirational messages that I offer throughout my platforms. I'm here to shine a light in a dark room. And sometimes we can definitely feel like we are in a dark room. If I can be honest with you, that's what this week has felt like for me. I felt like I was in a dark room and I needed an array of sunlight to shine through. And it did. It shined through different people at different times. But more importantly, it has to be a light that I was willing to accept and to also recognize within myself. And that took me just going right back to God. See, because that was what the sermon was today in church. It's like, you are going to have struggles. Life is not going to be void of struggles, but you have to know what your foundation is. So these are the questions that we need to ask ourselves as we're moving forward in life. And when we encounter the struggles of life, that we have to remember what is the foundation. For some of us, our foundation is running back to people. But people are only going to give you how far they could believe. They can only encourage you but so far. And we're thankful for what they're able to do, but they should be an add-on, not the main thing. The main foundation is God, period. That's the main foundation. Then he gives you a community of individuals that can also encourage you, reinforce some things to you. And we need to welcome that as well. And when people give us their opinions, it will resonate with your spirit. Or you should always go back to God and say, God, so-and-so gave me this information. And is this true? Is this right? What do you say? And he will confirm some things in your spirit for you. But you have to have confidence in that. So back to what I was saying, that this week has been definitely a challenge for me as I'm navigating, being a caregiver to my mother and her being in a challenging moment right now. I had to know when to use wisdom. I had to learn how to react in certain situations. I knew that I was right in certain things, but it wasn't right for me to behave in a certain way or to address the situation in a certain way, because I do not want to cause greater harm to her. So I had to know how to temper how I was going about addressing the situation. That took me going back to my foundation. That took understanding and knowing me. That took me understanding, listen, I know I'm getting a little frustrated right here, so I need to back down. I need to walk away for a minute and come back. That took me managing the way my belief in the situation. It took me making sure that I wasn't being too cocky at times or too aggressive. I had to manage that. And I know sometimes we don't think that we have to do that because we know what we know, and we're going to move forward with what we know. But that is true at many times. And I'm no way telling people to silence their voice. I'm just telling people to temper and know when to say what at what time. There's a time and a season for all things. And God will give you direction on what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and who to say it to. So be encouraged and know that your voice matters. What you have to say matters. But also use wisdom and when you do it. So I started to think about that a lot this week. I started thinking about, God, what am I going to do? God, why did you have me here? God, why am I in this situation? I knew I needed rest. I knew I needed to pause. I knew I needed a friend. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and I stepped out the box and I called a friend. And I said, listen, will you have dinner with me? And she did. And we laughed, we joked. I needed to step away from the constant figuring things out, being in my head. I had to step away and I had to inject a different energy. And I had to inject peace and laughter and joy. And I knew that this particular friend would be able to do that for me, and she did. And maybe that's what you need at this time. If you're in a dark season of your life, it doesn't make sense to constantly toil over it, because even God says He doesn't want you to worry. Don't worry over the situation, because worrying is not going to fix the situation. But you have to have confidence that God is going to get you through the situation. And you need to inject another energy. You need to inject laughter, joy, hope. You need to inject something else into that situation so that you can feel relieved for a season, a period of time, and then bring back creativity, clarity of thought. So as I move forward in the week ahead, I move forward in knowing that, God got this. He got the situation on my job. He got the situation in the nursing home. He got the situation in my finances. He has the situation with my vision, my purpose, my dreams, my aspiration. He has it. So it is my responsibility to constantly go to Him. It is my responsibility to build on my relationship with Him. It is my responsibility to stay encouraged, empowered, and uplifted in His Word, but with inspirational messages, with songs, with things that will encourage me, because it is in that He will speak to me to give me my next move. So I want to tell you to do the same. As you spring forward in this new season of life, because we are currently in a season right now, but we are embarking on a new season. Each day is a new season. Each day you're moving closer and closer to achieving your goals. So I want to say, as you're embarking on this new season of life, spring is here, and spring calls for cleaning house, cleaning your mindset, shifting your mindset, having a clearer perspective. I want you to really take some time and think about, what are you concerned about? What do you need to relinquish? What do you need to invest in? And I want you to be able to do the work to get there. It is not easy, and I will not lie to you that it is easy, because that's why I tell my own story. It's not easy, but life requires your participation. It requires you to say yes to the challenges. Yes, that I'm willing to figure it out. Yes, I'm willing to go through. Yes, I'm willing to be a partner with God in making sure that His vision comes to pass. Yes, I matter. Yes, what I went through matters. Yes, my voice matters. I want you to say yes to your spring. Yes to the flowers blooming in your garden. Yes to harvesting something so great in your life. Yes to being stretched. I want you to say yes to being a woman that's evolving into someone that you have least expected. I want you to say yes to owning your unique identity. I want you to say yes to investing in yourself and taking courses and going back to school if that's what you desire to do. Say yes to getting a new career and finding a different job. I want you to say yes to no more struggling and advancing forward. I want your yes to be loud and clear. I want you to have clarity of thought as you move forward. I want you to abandon the thoughts of other people, and you gain your own confidence in believing in what God is speaking to your heart. Your thoughts matter. You matter. Your dreams matter. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes to silencing the inner critic and believing in the woman that is looking right back at you in the mirror. I know that you're used to hearing no. I know that you're used to fighting through the challenges of life. I know it looks like the glass is half empty, but listen, we need to see it as being half full. I need you to begin to look at your life story as a seed to where you are going to go. It happened to you. It was rough, whatever happened to you, but we're going to use what happened to you for your greater good. We're going to be able to show women that is before us, that come after us, that we have learned the lessons of life and we're willing to sow the seeds to move forward. You matter. Your life matters. Your heartbeat matters. The blood that is flowing through your body, it matters. You're alive today because you matter. God said yes to you, and I want you in return to say yes to God. I want you to believe in yourself, even when people on the job say they don't believe in you, even when people try to sabotage you, even when people try to betray you, even when people try to block you. I want your belief, your confidence in yourself to be so great that you're able to move forward past that obstacle that is before you today. but know that there will be another obstacle. But you have to get through the one that you have right now in order to move forward. What you believe in is true. What you're hoping for is true. Don't be so realistic with the everyday life to say, I'm not going to dream and believe in greater. You don't have to just settle for what you have today. God is waiting on you, and He's counting on you to count on Him. So will you say yes today? Will you believe in the spring that is blooming in your garden? Will you believe that you can have whatever you want to have, but it's going to require your work, your commitment, your dedication? You are the MVP of your own life. How you want to live it, the decisions that you make, how you respond to it all counts on you. So I want you to step up to the plate. I want you to put on your uniform, your armor, which is God, the Word of God, your confidence in God, your belief in God, that He will get you through every step of your life. I hope that this episode has encouraged you. When I think about what was shared, I think about where we are right now, right? So we let go of an hour so that we can spring forward an hour. That means that we're gaining more daylight time. So let's really look at that in our lives. What do we need to let go so that we can propel forward? That is a serious question. In addition, let's begin to think about what season we are in. Where are you right now, and what do you need to do? Don't look at your neighbor to the left and to the right. Don't look at what your friends and family members and co-workers or people that you see on social media. Don't look and see what they are doing and get so caught up in that and think, well, they made it that far and they made it in this time frame, so why not me? Well, God has something in store for you too, and you're right where you're supposed to be. A friend just encouraged me with that word yesterday. She told me that. She was like, you're where you're supposed to be. So keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Do it for the right reasons, and watch God have His way in your life. And I'm sowing that seed right into you. Those words of inspiration and encouragement, upliftment that was given to me, I'm giving that to you. So will you sow a seed in someone's life today? Will you share this podcast episode with someone today? Will you be light in someone's dark room? I hope that you said yes. I hope that you share this platform. I hope that you engage with me. I hope that you share your story. Feel free to email me at ladyo@comingoutofthedarkpodcast.com. Feel free to message me throughout this podcast. And listen, we are in this together. I am here to provide empowerment, encouragement, and upliftment to enhance your vision as you see your today so that you can conquer your tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.